done that. I've done a full day shoot before and then get home and either the chip didn't work or the audio was on wrong or I used to work live production before I went into voice directing. Then I was doing both and then I got hired full-time voice directing. So there's no time for that.
Well, now
sadly.
I'm glad. That's actually one of my questions. Is it already recording? Oh, girl. Okay, let's hop right into it.
Coming in hot, you guys.
Hi.
Whoa, it's hot out here, man.
We like having real conversations.
Right, real conversations. Real
For
conversations.
once, I do not want to talk about My Hero. I swear if I have to mention My Hero one more time today, I'm going to
Oh my goodness, no. I promise you, that's...
It's fine.
No, you're good.
Early in that show, I just sat there an hour and a half panel about it. I'm like, I don't remember my lines. I can't recite them to you.
Do you remember?
Do you get a lot of because one of the questions I have is do you ever get tired of a character or a series? Do you feel like you get fatigued with My Hero, especially since it's a really big series?
I get fatigued with My Hero because I'm barely in it. The way we work as dub actors in voice acting is it's so hard to answer these I was thinking about this the whole time in this panel I just got out of because I want to be able to participate and give you what you want as far as us experiencing this project we have. And, I work on it, you're a fan, it's I like that connection, but the questions, sometimes the answers, the way we work, we don't know the answers so much because we don't work as an ensemble. We work individually, and then the voices are plugged in one character at a time because we're, in America, you do prelay where you get all the actors get to do it together. It's the polar opposite in this sense. If let's say you're My Hero character and I'm directing, you're going to come in for however many hours I need you, record just your lines cold. You're not going to see them ahead of time. And if you're the first character recording for that episode, you're not even going to hear any other actors in it. So you're just acting into the wind, and it's just you, the director, and the sound engineer, and that's how it works. So you do that, so not having the prep time that you normally get for a movie or a play or whatever that sinks the knowledge of the fandom in the show into your head. You don't get that dub acting. So there's no memory retention, especially with a character like mine who's season 2, the first episode of season 3 and he dies, My Hero wise. It's or they die in My Hero. And it was and that was 2017 or something. It was I've done 1,000 things since then to something I never memorized in the first place. So it's really difficult to answer some of their questions on a lower level character like me. I mean, of course, bigger characters, you've got more exposure to the show for more time, so you're more involved in the universe. But some of these other ones, it's I would love to answer that question honestly, but I don't know because it's been years. I've had some drinks since then.
Tink.
I've gone on vacation. Bought a house, fixed a pool. I've done some life since the last time I voiced any of those characters. So it's difficult. It's we want to be able to experience the fandom with you, but at the same time, your questions are difficult, not yours. You're fine.
Also, didn't mention, this is Jeremy Inman.
Hello.
Amazing. We're just
jumped in.
We're just jumping in. Congratulations on the house and the pool, by the way.
Thank you. My origin story as a voice actor is interesting to me because it's so polar opposite of what you have to do today. I was working as a full-time paramedic. I had done acting. It was not my first exposure to acting. Basically, I moved from California to Texas. California, I was working as an actor, and I was I'm moving to Texas. There's no acting happening in Texas. So I said, well, I'm going to go in the fire department. So I assigned my life goals to that, everything I was doing for that. But in the meantime, I was doing theater because you don't just walk in and say, I want to be a fireman.
Coming to the door like a hero!
Long story short, I run into a guy I barely know who I knew from theater. It was a friend of a friend, really. And he goes, I go, what are you doing? He was telling me about doing these bit parts, basically Walla group voices for the show called Dragon Ball Z. I'm like anybody else that talks to me, how'd you get into that? Or how'd you hear about that? And and back then, this was in 2000. And he's well, Chris Sabat needs people. He gave me Chris Sabat's number. I called, auditioned, and a month later, I was Android 16. And literally from then on, my life hasn't been the same. As far as voice acting, that's my origin story. But it's crazy that it sounds so easy that I mean, it kind of was.
I mean, but it just a lot of things, like a lot of people now. There's kind of like a formula to get into it.
Oh, it's so, I'm a director that hires voice actors, and it's almost impossible for me to tell you how to get into voice acting because there's a way we do it. It's just exposure. It's like the best answer I can give you is learn how to be an actor and join communities of people that are trying to do it or doing it. Because I mean, I see people get hired off demo reels. I see people get hired off these community. I mean, it's just like at this point, it's just like there's so many ways to do it on your own, to do it from home in studio. It's just a matter of I don't know what the secret formula is. There is no secret formula. It's called luck and prayer. I don't know.
There's no secret sauce.
Right. It's just like, and be an actor though. Like, you can always get a demo made, but at the end of the day, if you're not good at it,
right,
you're not going to stay at it. You know what I mean?
That's fair. That is absolutely fair. And you've mentioned a lot that you've been a director, that you've done a lot of directing. How has that been? Was that kind of like a natural progression from the voice acting, or
I think so. I'm glad you're asking me about that because everybody just wants to talk about voice acting, and my passion is directing. I've been working. I feel I'm a better director than I am a voice actor. I was asked to direct. I started directing back in 2004, I think, for Funimation. Okay. One of my first projects was Desert Punk. That's how I met.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Oh my
are you guys fans? Isn't that the best show ever? Desert Punk is where I met Eric Vale, and now we're BFFs. Yeah, that was my first contract directing job. Was Desert Punk? No, it was Blaque the Grappler, the original Blaque the Grappler.
Oh, okay.
And then after Blaque the Grappler, I got Desert Punk, which was awesome. 2 great shows.
Yes.
To cut my teeth on. I was a brand new director for that, but I'm more naturally attuned to that job versus the voice acting performance job of it, which I feel I can do. I do, but I feel at home directing more, and not just anime. We were talking just before we rolled, like I did before I went full time as a voice director at Funimation, now Crunchyroll, Funny Crunch. I was as a contractor. I was working I ran my own production company with my best friend, and I did contract first AD stuff for film and TV. I directed a TV show, all that other kind of stuff.
Has there been any project that you just like have, if you think back, like that was your favorite directing project?
Oh wow! Well, for anime?
For anything.
For anything? Yeah, I mean, I had a couple. Yeah, I had a self-made project. Like when I went to film school, I made this. I was doing comedy ghost hunting shows before comedy ghost hunting shows. I made this. I wrote and directed and shot this thing called Ghost Pimps Paranormal Investigative Mobile Protection Squad. Right? And shot it all. Like, it was meant to be like 10-minute vignettes. It's basically about this broke down magician who runs a seedy magic shop, and this guy walks in and he wants to be a magician because he saw one at a party and he thinks they make big bucks. And happenstancely, while they're there, a woman comes in wanting to find a ghost hunter because her house is haunted with a floating talking sausage. The disembodied voice she's hearing, and the sausage was floating around the house. So from there, exactly. So the first episode is them meeting and talking in the magic shop. The second episode is them at the lady's house. Haunted sausage is episode 2, and at this point, I expanded the cast because it was a group project as well, and I had a lady from Hungary in it. I had a female that. Spanish female, what was her name? Rosanna. She was great. And she spoke fluent Spanish, and the Hungarian spoke fluent Hungarian, and then Ash was the broke down magician, and Charlie was the other guy. So all 4 of them. I'm really taking a long time for this interview,
No. It
ends with them at a graveyard we had to get special permission to shoot in, but they're both mediums, so they find this husband and wife grave, right? And Rosanna is channeling the husband, and the Hungarian is channeling the wife. and they're fighting via their spirits, but in their own languages. Like Rosanna's cussing around in Spanish as the ghost of the husband because they're mediums. That's why they're on the ghost hunt. And then the Hungarian is also an Eastern European medium, and so she's channeling the wife and then yelling at her in Hungarian. While Charlie, he's a really big guy with a beard. He's just an S show, if you will. But he has this. He calls it his ghostioke machine. I have this old broke down karaoke machine that's just a speaker and a mic, and he's trying to translate as he's like, I don't. Anyway, it was my favorite directing project. What a journey! But
if I were to, I'm not saying that I would like to see this, but if there was a way to view this,
there is. It's just I'm so. Life started happening. I have hours and hours of footage, just like we were talking about. I have hours and hours of footage. That's one of the projects I lost a lot of audio on. Hours of footage and then it got corrupted. A lot of the files got corrupted due to a fire at the studio.
Oh no!
So I lost some of it, but I still have a hard drive with raw footage on it. And at some point, when I get an extra month of nothing to do and a powerful enough computer, I can hopefully pull. I mean, we shot separate audio, and all of those are mixed up now because I don't even know. Some of my guys wasn't slating right. You know how you match it. So I've got to dig through all the audio files and all the junk takes, match all of that up, get the good takes, put it all together, and then try to make it work. But you're right. I mean, it really does need. It's some of the scenes are the most hilarious things I think I've ever done, and nobody's really seen.
I'm so interested, and I think that's because one of my questions is going to be something that we wouldn't know about you, but I'm so interested. I cannot.
Paranormal Investigative
So
Mobile
interested.
Protection Squad.
Who do you call when malignant beings light your candles at night? When modern halls begin to crawl with ancient spirits of fright? If you have yourself a supernatural ailment of sorts, or demonic nuisances have put you in a pinch, call 1-800-GHOST-PIMPS and we'll solve it in a cinch. Call 1-800-GHOST-PIMPS today.
And I know you said like you love directing. Outside of like voice acting, directing, do you have any other passions?
Passions.
Or just anything else that like
I don't know. You know, I think about this. Like, you're gonna laugh. I'm not gonna say that. Passions. I was gonna say pooling. I love to sit in my pool when it's hot.
That
That's
could
a
be
hobby.
a passion. When it's hot, it is.
I'm a
in
pool
Florida.
nerd. The beach. I like to travel to the beach. I'm not a big adventurous traveler. The only place I want to go is to the beach. I got a lot of friends that want to adventure travel. I'm like, well, you're working harder on vacation and you're at work. I want to do all that. I want to sit at the beach and have a drink and look at it or be in it. But either way,
Beach.
backpacking to it, no.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
That's too much work.
Right.
That's way
Let's
too
lock
much
that
work.
up. I wish I had more passions, but I put a lot of energy into directing. It's almost like I spent so much life energy getting to where I am now. It's like I didn't have time for anything else. That's all I've been doing is production work. I guess because I know we're both learning about me right now. So it's like that's all I've done is production work, either contract or full time.
And final two questions here. Are you a cat or a dog person?
I'm gonna caveat both, but definitely cat.
Okay.
I was just screaming. One of my favorite shows I've ever directed is called My Roommate as a Cat. But there's almost a brand now of Jeremy and cats because I always don't judge me, but I've always thought talking animal humor is the best kind of humor. And there's not enough of that humor, and then I don't know, just there's something going on with a fat cat or something, and it just turned it. You ever liked or been into something in your life where it just kind of takes on a life of its own, and then you start getting gifts about it, and then almost every Christmas it's like, oh, like for me it's Jeremy and cats now. I get at least 3 cat shirts a year for Christmas.
That's fun.
So now it's almost involuntarily part of my brand that I love cats. Which I do. I have, in fact, I should mention my own cat, Chester, is almost...
We get to see the animals this time.
This is... That he is the grumpiest.
You can do
I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, he's so
He's the
cute.
fattest, grumpiest cat. Oh, did he go dark? I don't know.
He's
but-
so cute. That's such a stoic image too.
Yeah, this is actually a series of 3 pics. I mean, if you want to be artistic about it, the first one is him looking straight ahead, knowing I'm about to screw with him. This is him midterm, like going like this, and then the final one is this. So,
Just absolutely completely
yes,
done with
it's
you.
You know, like those pictures you see on a wall or something. It's like a tree, a lake, or whatever. Like that's a Chester sequence.
We talked a lot about projects that you've done in the past. Are there any projects that you can talk about that may be coming out in the future aside from, we all know, at least my favorite project, the haunted Ghostbusters. Ghost Pimps, yes.
Paranormal Investigative Mobile Protection Squad.
So aside from
I was
Ghost
really
Pimps,
proud of that acronym.
aside from Ghost Pimps, are there any other projects that you have coming out or that you're working on that you can talk about?
Well, I don't know. Really, with full time at Crunchy Fun, I am excited about the new Golden Kamuy season.
Oh yes, so good,
That
so
is
good.
one of
So
my
good.
favorite projects I've ever worked on, anime wise. Along with my roommates again. And there's many others. Man, that's one thing you guys should be like. I'm going to do a panel about animes that you all sleeping on or nobody watches.
Please,
because they're
please
like,
do.
I was doing this panel earlier today. Anyway, Golden Kamuy is the answer to your question. I've been really looking forward to that. It's one of my favorite projects. But I don't think enough people are watching that. Like, it's huge
It is
globally.
so good.
It's huge in Japan. It's big at London. The London Museum of Art had a piece on the manga about it because of their cultural ties with the indigenous population of Japan at the turn of the century, and it's got all these cultural references.
It does.
And just education about it. It's really cool. It's a really good experience of the show. What was I going to say? Oh, we were talking about sleeping on anime.
Yes,
I was
animes are
doing
so
this
fun.
panel, and I was like, "What's the word?" I was just naming off these animes that I think are excellent that nobody is watching. Like, did you guys see that one? No, crickets. What about this one? Crickets. And then they go, "What's the worst one you ever worked on?" Easy. There's 2. A Sister's All You Need. 20 people. Oh, I saw that. I'm like, what are you guys doing? What are you watching?
I think it's just kind of like, especially now, everyone kind of watches the same things. And sometimes people are afraid to step out of their comfort zone with anime.
Is it teach me, please, because there's I get all kinds of shows. Like right now I'm doing this fantasy boobs and magic show that are I'm not gonna say it's my least favorite genre, but the isekais get so tiresome sometimes.
Y'all,
And
first
it's
off, I'm
like-
sorry. I have to talk directly to y'all. Y'all know I don't like isekai. Jeremy's on my side.
Yeah. And I'm currently
don't come for me.
directing one of the best ones. And I'm not going to defend it as an isekai. I mean, but it's almost Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation.
Okay, jobless reincarnation is
That's
kind of the
my
exception.
jam. Yeah,
Kind of the
it's also
exception.
the grandfather I learned of isekais, which is probably why it's good. But I have directed many other isekais, and a lot of them were not my favorite piece of material. You know what I mean?
A fair, but you know.
Not that I give any less professionalism or quality to any show,
Absolutely.
but it's just like, how many times can we see this isekai?
How many times is the truck just going to run that person over
Yes.
and magically? But
Right.
again, we're not going to talk about that, but as far as like anime being slept on, I genuinely think it's just like people are afraid to step outside of their comfort zone. And
So people that like isekais are just going to watch isekais.
they're going to watch isekais or they're going to watch
or-
mainstream, especially
yeah.
because so many people are new, especially after like the height of COVID. A lot of people just started watching anime.
Mhm.
So you're going to start off with all your greats or whatever's popular, but there's a wealth of anime that no one's ever seen.
It's just so much.
So much.
It's so hard to cut through the fat too. Like, I mean, that's my question to all of you. It's like there is so much out there, and I can tell you what I'm really proud of that I've worked on or what I think are good shows. But I don't know how you guys find what to watch or what to pick to watch because there's just such an avalanche of material and content out there.
I'll say at least for me, well, a lot of my early exposure to anime is definitely through my dad, who's an 80s 90s baby, so he shows me a lot of the older stuff. And then when I was first starting watching Anime Network, they had an option where they only showed like early 80s 90s late 80s 90s anime, and it got me into something, the Shadow Skill. And then ever since I watched that, I was like, what, I need just this genre. And I started watching Slayers. Then through Anime Network, they also had another kind of like where they just kind of show you different kind of anime. So I watched Kanan, and I've seen Book of Bantora, anime that I always talk about that I never hear anyone else talking about. So it's just whatever you're exposed to, and because I think during the height of COVID, you only get the surface. That's why Dragon Ball continued to circulate. One Piece, all those main ones, because that's just
One
what
Piece.
people.
It's like, wow, that is a monster of a show.
Shout out to that team, because I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I'm just glad I'm not directing it. My friend Anthony Bowling's directing, and we have like 3 directors on it. It's so much.
It's a lot.
Oh, it's fun. It's a fun show to work on, but it's just too much.
Well, I'm not here to take up any more of your time. You've been amazing. Energy top tier. And if we wanted to find you online, where could we find you?
Twitter, usually. I mean, I don't really bother with Facebook that much anymore. It's just too much to track. Just find me on Twitter. It's the best. Or Instagram. I check Instagram too.
Instagram, Twitter.
Yeah. I think my Twitter handle is Inman Jeremy.
And
It's either Inman Jeremy or Jeremy Inman. It can't be that hard to find.
it'll be on the video regardless.
There you go.
Thank you guys. See you next time.
Thanks, y'all.